Start date 3/20/20. I listened to a lot of stuff. Been listening to a lot of stuff. I've been an observer for a long time and mountaintop speaker for many years. As far back into my teenage days, and I'm pushing 60s years old, people. And I've been called crazy and all kinds of names for the things that I've talked about throughout the years. And a lot of this stuff that I've spoke about has come true. More of it than less of it. It's just like I predicted in a somewhat roundabout way 9/11. I didn't predict it out publicly or so. I predicted the outcome of the Mindscape game that they played with the masses. And it was a litmus test, and they pulled it off. See, everything's a test, ladies and gentlemen, to see how far they can get away with tyranny. And that's the truth. The Kabbalah, the real controllers, the real owners, the real, well, let's see how you can say it, princes of palace, anyways. So, we all have been led to believe all of the dynasties and all this stuff gave up their power, and it's back to the will of the people, which is basically hogwash bullshit, okay? These dynasties, these bloodlines that have been before are still there, doing it from behind the lines, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of you just can't fathom that reality. A lot of very educated people that's not in the circle, and some wealthy people that's not in the circle as well. But very few of those because they get dragged into it. It's a big club, and you're going to be in it with when you have tons of clout. Never underestimate rich people, because everything's a rich man's trick. Believe this, nobody wants to lose what they have. And including times like right now, which is very dark, and no one knows what the outcome of this is going to be right now. There's nothing. They're making promises. And ladies and gentlemen, the government can't promise you anything that they don't have, that they didn't take from someone else to give you. Keep that in mind, okay? They don't have anything to give you other than what they can take from somebody else to give you. So that's tyranny. And don't support tyranny, because if you're begging for them to do things that you think that's going to help you, it's going to harm someone else, because they have to take it from someone to give it to you. So how would you like to be the one that's at the brunt of the hand? Because technically, all of us are at the brunt of the hand when you beg for these things, including yourself, because they're going to rob you to give to somebody else too. And don't think that that's not what happens. Government is an organized crime syndicate, okay? Especially when we allow them to go around the checks and balances. And we as a people, especially in America, are supposed to, when we see the tyranny going on, we're not supposed to just accept the reality that they're going to do justice on themselves. That is a very naive thinking. It's just like the cops investigate themselves. Has that worked out really good? No. How many of these guys in uniform actually have really committed crimes that got off scot-free because of that mindset? It's just like with the government. Same thing. It's not the institution with the building and the name on it is the problem, okay? The problem is those criminals within the halls of those buildings. And we have allowed the system, it's only protecting itself because it's failing, and they know it. Seriously. So right now, they're going to nationalize everything, take everything over in a fascist, communistic way, which they're doing right now, right in front of our eyes, on a global scale. You could call it a coup, you could call it whatever you want. But this is exactly what they're doing, and they're going to usher this in. You can call it New World Order or whatever you want. I don't care. It's all words. I'm looking at the action. I'm looking at everybody debating about shit while they're seeing the real reality in front of them and dismissing it. They're literally dismissing it. So, do you think that you're going to be able to fire your business back up whenever this ends? Do you think that you can recover after 30 days with no income? And them giving you a measly $1,000 or $2,000 or $1,200 or whatever the F they say. And do you really believe they're going to come in and aid you and help you get your business back up back up online and running again? No. Did they in 2008? Who got bailed out? Who bailed themselves out for screwing up? They screwed up and they bailed themselves out and got even richer. That was a hostile financial takeover, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. And this is another part of that problem. Nobody went to jail in 2008. No one went to prison. And there was thousands of people that should have been prosecuted and put behind bars probably for the rest of their life for the shit that was caused. Look, they're going to blame a virus. See how stupid we are to crash the market? Seriously, they're blaming the fucking virus. What did the virus have to do with a man-made thing that is manipulated by man? It's not even real. And it crashed because of the virus? How stupid are we? Come on, people. Really wake up and see what's really going on in front of you. Okay? Virus or not. Doesn't matter if there's really a pandemic going on or this is a bioweapon or anything. You can see what they're doing. This was a great tool, whatever it is, if it was used as a weapon or it was natural or anything, it doesn't matter. Look at the actions. Look what they keep saying in between the lines. They have these criminals called the task force, okay? Just think of the name they did. And a war on the virus. Why is everything a fucking war? Think about that. And actually, let's think about this. We just had the Brexit go down. Hong Kong was way at it. France is way at it. Everybody's dissenting against the Western part of our governments. Western world. And wrapping up some of the Middle Eastern world too. And the Asian continents. Now it's sweeping the frickin' world. Wow. But when they found the bubonic plague downtown Los Angeles and San Francisco, they didn't do a lockdown. And how many millions of people did that kill in the past, supposedly? Which I have a sneaky suspicion that was a bioweapon too, back in the day. Never underestimate criminals, especially in high places to get away with unbelievable crimes. The bigger it is, the more unbelievable or believable it is. This is on a grand scale where the average little peanut brain will bow down like they're doing right now, screaming literally for fucking martial law. And they will go running to the lines to be injected. And everyone else will be the enemy if you disagree, which they're already doing. Some people are already calling the police for people coughing on their neighbors. We're bad. And they're controlling us, literally. And we're too naive to realize that because we've been being babysitted. Look how they talk to us like freaking children. Who rules our government, especially in America? Fuck the rest of the world right at this point. I don't give a shit. To me, we have gotten involved with the wrong people for far too long. And look what it's done to this country. Not good. So, if you think that this is just a virus, you're very naive and you're very ignorant. Pay attention to what they're doing, what they're unleashing, what they're rolling out to the society right now. Yeah. And I guarantee you that life is going to be very, 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 very extremely different from this point on. That's unless it gets turned around somehow or another, if you know what I mean. In my opinion, before I close this, because I don't write nothing down. This is from the heart and my mind. And excuse me on my sniffles and stuff. I don't have a virus. I quit smoking after 37 years back in November of last year. And I've been coughing a lot. My body's cleaning itself out. All right. I feel really good and I feel really healthy, believe me, for the most part. Anyways, what I was going to say was it is important to always question everything that's being done in front of you, especially by the authorities. History proves this. The law always ends up being the weapon of tyranny. Keep that in mind. The law always ends up being the weapon of tyranny. And tyranny always has a plan while freedom does not. Good men don't seek high positions. They would rather live their lives and enjoy their families, their friends, in the spoil of life. Only insane, psychopathic, narcissistic people love to tell others what to do, how to live, where they can and can't go, etc. And throughout time, the very things that we're seeing right now has always led to very disastrous situations in the long run, which affected millions and millions of people and caused unprecedented death. I'm not trying to be fear-mongering or anything. All I'm saying is one of the bastions of freedom is to question everything and never trust your rulers like, I love you, you're the best president in the fucking world. That's idolization, dipshits. When you start idolizing people like Barack Obama and this current fucking joker, you're in trouble. And we allowed this to happen. You watch what comes from this. There's going to be more harm than good that comes out of this in the end. You watch. Mark my words. It ain't going to go back to it's going to be better bullshit. I hope I'm wrong. But arrogantly, I'm going to say this again. I haven't been wrong too many times in this fucking sideshow of a freak show that I've been watching in humanity for 50-some years, almost 60 years. We're in a lot of trouble, people. Yeah. And if you think, just go on YouTube and do 1976, the movie Network. Watch that. Just watch it. And don't even actually look at it like it's a newsreel telling you of the future, or it's a movie of the future. Because that's what TV is. It's a sideshow of it's a circus of the worst people. Yeah. And for all you Hollywood freaks that believe and love that shit, someday your day is coming. For all the fucking shit that you've done. Yeah, dupe the people with your magician shit on screen. Mentally screwing with people's minds. One way or another. By will of man and woman, or by the grace of nature, we'll catch up to all of you and get you and your clans and your system that you're trying to create will get destroyed by your own hands. Because the greed is a parasite and a virus itself in you. And you are the virus. And will ultimately destroy you. Because in the end, you will eat each other. Because you're vile serpents and yeah, your poisoned minds. You bloodsuckers. Enjoy the adrenaline. Because it's not going to last long.